Hi, good evening, investors. We're going to get started here with the Westmoreland fourth quarter investor update. Glad you guys could make it. Um, we got Hugh Jones on and myself, and we'll start with a brief agenda. Won't take a whole lot of your time, just wanted to give you an update. So we're going to start with the acquisition recap, which will be done by Hugh. We're going to do the financial performance update, which I will handle. I will also handle the budget for 2025. Then I'll pass it back to Hugh, and he'll talk about reserves and the action plan. Then we'll leave the floor open for questions uh, about anything you may have thought of. So, Hugh, take it over.
Sure. So as you can see from this slide, this is the financial breakdown of the acquisition of Westmoreland. To start at the top here, the capital contributions from all you folks here amounted to $712,312. Phil and I next, we signed on a loan for $892,500. And that total together came to $1,604,812. The purchase price of the property was $1.275 million, and we had some key costs associated with that acquisition, which was legal organization expenses of $15,000. We had a manager's organization and due diligence fees that came in at $63,750. Our closing costs were $25,500. Additionally, we've accounted for a first year of insurance of $14,000. We have a capital improvement budget of $100,000, and we've put in working capital and reserves of $111,562. And this ensures that we're prepared for any unforeseen expenses and have the funds necessary to begin implementing our business plan. And in total, our acquisition and associated expenses equaled back out to what we talked about at the top, which was $1,604,812, perfectly aligning with their sources of funds. Phil, do you want to go through the financial performance and
Just want to
expenses?
make one point. We did get a $20,000 credit at closing, so we didn't account for that here.
Okay.
Um, we've had 2 full months of tenants, and we've collected a gross rental of 16,100. We had expenses of 12,900, and we have a net income of 3,100 for the 2 months that we've been in operation. A breakdown of those expenses was we had to buy a refrigerator for 1 unit, so that was $300. We put in security cameras to look at the property as the neighborhood transition. We felt it best to have security cameras so we can monitor activity. We also had to replace the AC heater in apartment number 5. We did a power washing of the entire property, and we also put new stripes in the parking lot and did a few repairs for miscellaneous items. In addition, we had management fee of $596. We had the first month's mortgage payment of $4,645, and we did 2 rounds of mail to the tenants, what I'll let Hugh talk about. We spent some money on mail, and we had utility costs for cable, which operates the cameras, and the utilities on the property, which include electric and water. Our budget for 2025 is as follows. We anticipate getting a gross rent of 97,000. We anticipate vacancies of $4,800, and we anticipate an effective gross of 92,900. Our expected expenses are taxes at 12,000, insurance at 14,000, repairs and maintenance at 12,000, general administration 3,000, management fee of 8,000, utilities of 7,500, contract services at 3,600. That's mainly grass cutting, and advertising for any vacant units at $1,200 for a total expense of 60,700. which would leave us a net operating income of 32,177. We did not take an asset management fee on this property. Oops, back up. Previous. Our debt service is going to be 55,000, which year one should give us a negative of 23,600, which we understood going in.
And our capital reserves that we have for the property currently in operations, actually the total is $226,267.15. And that's broken up into three categories. Number one, we have our operational account, which is $75,956.36. We've put $75,000 of that into a CD, and we have $75,310.79 into a money market account. And then when we go to our action plan, here's what we've done thus far. We sent everybody on the property certified letters. This to inform them, number one, is that we're kicking everybody out come August 1st. And we also offered them a cash for keys program. We wanted to see if we could get some people to take us up on that early so we could get a head start on the renovations. Phil, correct me if I'm wrong. Currently, we've got 2 people that's considering that. Is that correct?
I think 3 is considering it, but no one committed.
Okay. The hard date on that is March 1st, and they know that. The tenants are well aware of that. But we can't touch any of the units until they vacate, which is on August 1st. And as soon as they vacate, we're going to put together our 6 crews, and we're going to deploy that, and we're going to have them in there for renovations on August 2nd. We're going to be doing flooring, we're going to be doing paint, countertops, and in some units, we'll be able to keep the cabinets and just put on new doors, and in other units, we'll have to replace those cabinets altogether. Our goal is to start putting new tenants in those units by September 1st of 2025. And that will allow us to have a long enough time frame that we can apply for refinancing. Our deadline on that is going to be June 1st of 2026. We'll apply for that refinancing with our hopes of a deadline on the loan of October 1st, 2026. At that point, we can pay everybody their money back plus the return we promise, and you guys will stay in the deal. Anything else on your end, Phil?
No, that's really that's the game plan. And these dates are all tentative, obviously, but that's what we're trying to shoot for. And
do you have any questions from anybody?
And that's really it. If you guys have any questions, we'll be glad to take them and answer them. But we wanted to give you guys an opportunity to see what was happening in the first. Huh?
I have one question for you guys. You said you place money in the money market. So what kind of risk do we carry on putting it there? Or is this no risk and it's just a high yielding account? That's the reason we're using that.
It's just high. It's in the bank. It's a high yielding account. It's FDIC insured for $750,000. So there's no risk.
Got it. Thank you. I think you guys covered a lot of information for the first quarterly call, and appreciate the details and the numbers and the plan for the next 12 months. So, I mean, I appreciate the layout.
I have a question. So, about the insurance. So for the 2024 is 14,000. So 2025 is 14,000. Aren't we? Because a lot of the time insurance go up very fast. So this is not the case here.
We budgeted the same amount that we spent this year only because we didn't know if it was going up or not. Insurance has stabilized in Florida. It actually had come down in 2024 from the high that it was at late 2023. So we just kept it the same. Okay. But we do have enough in reserve that should it go up a little bit, we're covered.
Okay, thanks. Because I am dealing with insurance going up every year and big time. But these are single family home.
Yeah,
Right.
I think at the end of 2023 and the beginning of 2024 was the peak. And I know across the properties I have, a lot of the premiums did come down.
I hope so. It will come down with the single family rental.
Well, I can also say, this is a side note, obviously, but my single family property that I live in, my home, I should say, went down significantly from last year. So I was happy to see that.
Yeah. So I'm paying like 3 to 4 months of the rent is going to the insurance. So that's a lot.
Yeah. So we don't have anything else for you guys, but Hugh and I are actively looking for new deals. So if you have any additional funds, we'll keep it in mind. If you have any friends who are looking to invest, keep us in mind.
Definitely will.
Okay,
Awesome.
so this has been recorded. Once it's downloaded, we'll email it to you so you can have a copy. And we appreciate you coming out.
Thank you for the update.
You're very welcome.
See you guys.
See you guys.
Bye.
Take care.
All right.